Good morning, fans, and welcome to episode number 53 of the Midwest Donut Review Show. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis, Missouri. That is Eric Leggett. He's in Sacramento, California this morning, as per usual. And it is time to delve into some donuts. Been a minute since we've done a regular show.
Yeah.
Another 2-hour menagerie for me to find donuts. First place. They do donuts only on Saturdays and Sundays. Today not being either one of those days.
No.
That would be nice to know. But anyway, I found a shop that just opened 2 months ago. So
Wow.
I'm excited. New
Hot
mom and
off
pops.
the press.
Hot. And 2 months is enough time for you to kind of get your footing. You know, I'm not going in there on day one and this isn't working.
Yeah.
So after 2 months, you got a little vibe going, and they definitely do already. So, Eric, how is your Friday morning? I mean, it's got donuts. It kind of goes without saying.
Yeah,
right?
It's been a while since I've had a Friday morning with donuts, so already off to a good start. I will say, I am so tired. This past week, I've been getting less and less sleep because I'm staying up to watch all the hockey playoff games. So this whole week I've been getting less sleep, and it pissed me off so much because I'm off today, which means last night I could stay up as late as I wanted to. And of course, that was when all the games finished as early as they have all week. The first night I could stay up late and be like, all of it's fine. I can't sleep in because I woke up early to get donuts. But theoretically, I could sleep in. And nope, final game over at 10 o'clock. That pissed me off. But donuts was worth getting up early for every single time.
Yes. And that kind of sparks a memory. Last year we did the cities donuts for the teams in the playoffs. And I believe we have 4 new entries into this year's playoffs that were not there last year.
Yes.
Ottawa was
Ottawa
in
was in last year. I think the 4 new teams are Buffalo, Utah, Philly, and
yeah, man,
it's got to be someone in the Pittsburgh.
Okay. So maybe since there's only 4 new ones, I'm not going to rehash the other ones. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll add that to our rotation here as the playoffs are just most three games in. So we still got another 7 or 8 weeks of hockey.
Yes.
At least, if God be willing.
Yes.
Give us lots and lots of hockey. Although the way things are going, sweeps kind of changed the whole vibe of the thing, and we have 3-3-0 out of the 8 series already. Yeah. So it doesn't look like we're gonna have a bunch of 7 gamers, but that's all right. Maybe it'll get better as it goes along. So, as we normally do on a show, if you are a first-timer, Eric will give us news of the week. If you are a veteran, you know what's coming next. Get ready to giggle. Eric, what is your news of the week today?
Well, I don't know if this is giggling matters. It's not like bad or anything. It's a good story, but it's simple. It's about a bakery in Marquette, Michigan, that is today, Friday, April 24th, day of recording, raising money for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. So currently April is National Sexual Awareness Month, and they have 2 locations. This is Huron Mountain Bakery. They're teaming up with the Michigan Women's Center. They have 2 locations, Ishpeming and Marquette, and today they will be donating a percentage of their sales to the Women's Center.
Hi. Somebody wants to be part of the show.
Everyone.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, my God.
I think that's enough of that.
I think they're just there for the donuts. I don't think they care about being on the show.
Millie Jane, you cutie puppy. Yep.
So the Marquette location will host a representative from the Women's Center from 9 a.m. to noon, and they'll be educating and talking to people about sexual awareness and resources within the community. At the end of the day, 10% of all sales from each store will be donated to the Women's Center. And that is from Huron Mountain Bakery General Manager Rachel Freeman.
Just to kind of tag off of that a little bit, I saw a very interesting article. Somebody was asking, how do they tell their 10-year-old daughter that a crop top is age inappropriate? And somebody said, how about you teach the boys that a 10-year-old's stomach should not be sexualized?
Yes. That is exactly why education is still very, very important.
Yes. Yeah, quit making it
adults.
All one gender's fault.
Yes. Still adults with this precognition about it. Precognition of
preconceived notion about what it is and what should be talked about and taught. Yeah. Yes. So and good for them. That is outstanding.
Something I also enjoy. It tells you directly what your money is going to support. What the Women's Center provides is 24-hour help and information line. They have Harbor House emergency shelter, confidential counseling, and assistance with personal protection orders. There's money going straight to direct help.
These are people doing the hard work. This is not glamorized or fame building. This is the hard nuts and bolts work of this. Mm-hmm. Good for them. So, great for them. Outstanding.
Huron Mountain Bakery in Marquette and Ishpeming, Michigan.
And so frickin' go there whenever you can to support a mom and pop that does such great charitable work.
Yes.
So that's fabulous. All right, so the reason that we don't do shows that's on any sort of normal basis is we're doing a bit more traveling in 2026. So next week we are traveling.
Me a little more. You definitely more.
Yeah, it's mostly my fault. So next week we are headed up to the Chicago area, Rosedale, specifically just outside of Chicago, to see Triumph at the Allstate Arena in Rosedale. So we're going to be Rosedale there in the morning so go to the concert, go back to the hotel, get up the next morning, find donuts. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a road trip, right? So I've been checking out Rosedale, Illinois. What is the donut scene? I think they got it going on. There are two that just keep coming up over and over and over again. Joe Donuts. Their cinnamon sugar donut is they use Vietnamese cinnamon sugar. So I appreciate the out of the box. Anybody can do cinnamon sugar. I do cinnamon sugar. Really weird side note, I do have Vietnamese cinnamon. There's a place called Penzies Spices, and they are a very progressive, friendly spice shop. And so I got some Vietnamese cinnamon from them, and so who knows? Maybe I'll whip up something crazy with my Vietnamese cinnamon. They also use that Valrhona chocolate.
Oh yeah.
When they ice everything, they ice their old fashions and their glazed and their crullers. And I don't know. I mean, I guess we've had a few shops with it, but we don't really know what's the big diff, right?
Yeah.
With Valrhona chocolate. Other than it is supposedly high-end frou-frou, mm-hmm. something like that. And we're usually all over high-end and frou-frou. So that lends me to believe we might head to Joe Donuts. Salted caramel old-fashioned.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Pistachio old-fashioned. Their apple fritter has pecans in it.
That's interesting.
I know. Lemon poppy seed old fashioned.
Oh fuck yeah. Lemon poppy seed is top 3 muffin for me.
Wow.
A lemon poppy seed
it's pretty outstanding. So to do it on a donut.
Yeah.
Cappuccino old fashioned. So they are doing way more work. Honestly, the last donut shop that you were in that had more than glazed and an icing, one flavor icing on an old fashioned. Ever?
I mean, they do chocolate and maple out here. And that's
Okay.
it. I've never seen more than those.
I've just given you 5.
Yeah.
So, Joe Donuts in Rosedale, probably on the list. However, Stan's Donuts in Rosedale also. So they don't call what they call their filled donuts are pockets, which makes perfect sense. Like, what's in there?
Well, I hope they tell you what's in there.
A Biscoff pocket donut.
Oh, Jesus. That's a little much for me. That feels a little too Krispy Kreme for me.
Caramel marshmallow pocket donut. I've never heard of the combo. It kind of sounds sickly sweet.
Yeah, sounds really
But I've never heard of the combo.
Because caramel and marshmallow, it's just sugar in 2 different forms. That's it.
Yeah. Carrot cake donuts.
Whoa.
That shocks me that more people don't make carrot cake donuts. Carrot cake is outstanding.
Yeah, now that you mention it, like, you'd think carrot cake's so popular, and you got cake donuts all the time.
Blueberry cream cheese pocket. They do...
That is really interesting that you brought that up, because you know what, I'll get into it when we start our reviews of their shops.
Okay. They do Zeppolis, which of course are the Italian donuts with pastry cream. Mm-hmm. They also do their donut of the month. This month is called a coffee la Stan. A play on Stan's Donuts. La Stan. Okay. It is a cronut, so it's already a little bit upgraded of a donut. Coffee pastry cream is on the inside. You gotta be a coffee fan.
Yeah.
And they top it with an espresso bean icing.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So, a place out of the box, man. Brown butter sugared with salted caramel glazed. They have vegan options, and that Stan's Donuts, which may be the donut shop that I do a little report on the next road trip.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to go Rosedale, then we're going to drive to Columbus, Ohio. So maybe there's a donut place in Columbus, Ohio. Maybe 1 or 2. Then we're going to drive up to Cleveland, Ohio for the couple days at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So there may be a donut or 3 in my future on that road trip.
Hell yeah.
And then back down, hopefully see a couple of uncles on the visit, get home, rest for a couple days, then off to New York for frivolity and donuts.
Jesus.
In New York, and musicals and Bleecker Street Pizza and...
All right. Relax.
Whew. Anyway, that's a future story. Although I will tell you this. Have you seen the movie Nona's?
No.
You know what it's about?
Yes.
So it's a real restaurant in Staten Island. This is not a made-up story. This is based on this story. So we actually made reservations yesterday to eat at Nona's. It's called Antica Maria. And so what happens is you get a 2-hour price fix menu, 2-hour window to sit at that table, and they always have an Italian grandma cooking, and then the other grandma or grandmas are anything not Italian. So you could get Turkish or Russian or French or whatever. So we're gonna go and check out the real life Nona's.
I'm a little surprised Mom was down for that.
Yeah, she is willing to share someone else's vision. So looking forward to that. So that'll be a great trip. So anyway, let's get back to some the best of what we do.
Yes.
Eat donuts and tell you about them. We're going to price it, size it, score it, and let you know what to get when you go to this donut shop, maybe what not to get, or what to try next time. So that's where we're at, Eric. You said you were looking forward to today's shop in your Sacramento area. Why is that?
Well, it was only when I first showed up to the shop. Again, this was not a place I had heard of by any means. I went to the Donut Spot, 8853 Greenback Lane in Orangevale, California. About a half-hour drive for me. So
1.5 hour one way?
Yes. So hour drive total. Which, in the grand scheme of things, especially compared to you, not that bad. So I walk up, and this place, I'm the fourth person in line, which means I'm waiting outside for a little bit. It's a very small shop.
Okay.
Not a whole lot of room in there. But I am almost immediately in because they had 3 people all, like, taking orders, getting donuts and stuff. And one person just sat at the cashier's thing, bringing people up. So this place was moving quick, and like the woman that helped me, like, I got my dozen. She's like, dozen, great, and then left and started cutting out donuts and making donuts. Like, this place is going and going. Much harder work ethic than I would have. Like, if I was like already making donuts, I would not leave that station to go help people. I'd be like, that sucks. I'm making donuts. So, much harder work ethic than me. All the donuts looked really, really great. And you mentioned blueberry and cream cheese pocket. They had Danishes here, which is not a thing I really see all that often at donut shops. And one of them, the one that I picked out because it looked really good, was a blueberry cream cheese Danish. And I had half of it before the show started because I was very hungry, and it was pretty good. And I saved the other half for my partner. But the half I had, it was good. It was a good combo. I don't see a blueberry cream cheese Danish all that often, especially not in a donut shop. So, and they had, oh man, I'm a little bummed I didn't get any of their muffins because their muffins looked really good. They were huge muffin tops, and they had like a chocolate cream cheese muffin that looked great, but it was just so popping and happening in there. I didn't want to be like, can you go back and get, like... So this is probably a place that, no matter what this review is, unless it's like staggeringly bad, I'm probably going to go back just because there was so much stuff in there that I still wanted to get.
Okay.
But for the review...
And you know what it does? It shows a little bit of skill.
Yes.
To be able to do different breads and do them well. Mm-hmm. So we'll find out.
Yes. So, first donut, we always start with a glazed donut. Got to do a glazed donut well. And I'd say they definitely did. This glazed donut was 4 inches across and about 1 3/4 inches tall. A little oblong shaped. You can definitely tell this was hand cut for sure. Which I really enjoy about a local place. I don't want to think just a machine was popping these out. Like, a human person did this, which I really like. This was only $1.
Human people are my favorite people.
This is only $1.75, which I think is a really good price. The texture of the dough, I think they nailed. Super light and fluffy, melts in your mouth kind of dough. I think the glaze was pretty good. It did kind of flake off, which I don't love, but it definitely was not as flaky as other glazed donuts as I've had in the past. The thing that I wish is that I wish it was glazed more. I wish, because the bottom of this donut really got almost little to no glaze. And while the texture of the dough I think was really good, the flavor was not there. I think there was not enough glaze, which meant there was too much flavor of just the plain yeast dough, which was not great. You live in a fucking zoo, dude.
I told you the menagerie was out in full force today. So
this had too much of the plain yeast dough flavor for me, which I think definitely took away from the donut as a whole.
Was it a taller glazed donut than normal?
A little bit. I just don't think enough glaze got down to the bottom.
Okay.
Which I think is a detriment to the donut because the plain yeast donut flavor isn't great.
It's not great without help.
Yes.
Yep.
And the glaze helps, but the fact that there wasn't enough glaze takes away from the donut for sure.
And honestly, in a donut place, is there anything cheaper in your shop to put on than glaze?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not where you pinch pennies, man. If
Yeah.
you're doing pistachios or, almonds or something that's expensive, but man, it's milk and vanilla and sometimes it's water and powdered sugar. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly.
So I think I'm gonna give this like a 3.4. I think this
Okay.
is
Okay.
maybe a little bit below average glazed donut, but I think it's a really solid price, and I think it's a good size. So yeah, 3.4. I don't think this is a must get, but I think if you want just something plain quick glazed donut, again the dough texture I think is perfect. I think they just needed more glaze on it to make it a complete donut. So 3.4 for my glazed donut today.
All right. Solid start. Not spectacular. Room to grow. All of that. All right. So my shop today has a little history to our show. Today I visited Elby Donuts, E-L-B-Y. They're at 11754 Manchester Road in De Pere at near 270 in Manchester for anybody in the St. Louis area. They have been open for 2 months. I said, why have you named the shop Elby, E-L-B-Y? The mom who runs the joint says, I named it after my kids, Elvin and Ruby. E-L-B-Y, Elby. I said, I love that. She said, we used to run the Ruby Donuts in South County, and now we've passed that to a friend, and we've opened this bigger shop. Brand new mom and pop. They didn't shut down the other one. So 2 mom and pops still going. And we reviewed Ruby Donut. It was episode number 21 last year. A little over a year ago, Ruby Donuts. Their glazed donut was a 3.9 for $1.58. Their chocolate custard was a 3.2 for $1.99, and their jelly filled was a 3.8 for $1.99. So, solid scores, from Ruby. So, let's see how Elby Donuts is doing. Have they changed anything? So, right off the bat, I will tell you their glazed donut is better at Elby. It's a really, what we need? We need a sound effect because this is happening a little more frequently for me, where I'm getting a dangerous glazed donut. Where, la, 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 where's the glazed donut? I ate the whole thing already? What? Gone, man. The dough is really good. The glaze is great. It is a perfect blend of sweet and not being sugary sweet, but a sweet glaze. The donut melts in your mouth. It is a fabulous mixture of glaze and dough. It is perfectly fried, not a greasy feel at all. And again, I'm giving it the Dave Dangerous vote, because if you had 3 of them in 3 minutes or 5 minutes, you'd have many donuts left. It's that good. It's a 4.3, and it costs $1.25.
Wow. So
this is how you start a review, my friend.
Yeah, it is.
Congrats to LB Donuts. Only open 8 weeks, man. So
Sky's
maybe
the
still
limit
learning
so
and
far.
getting better. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, a dozen of those. You got to bring 2 dozen. If you're bringing the glaze,
because it doesn't.
Because this isn't one of those.
On the drive
I'm
over.
going to take one little glazed donut, and this will satisfy me until lunch. No,
because if you get it at the office, you look at the table, you grab a donut, and it's gone by the time you get back to your desk.
Yeah, you're like, I thought I had one on my napkin.
Gotta go get another one.
So, if you're buying them from Elby, get 2 dozen and take them to work.
So,
up next,
our second donut. It's been a while since we've had one of these, which is unfortunate because it's one of my favorite donuts of all time, for sure. A blueberry cake donut.
Yes.
I fucking love a blueberry cake, so I'll always be biased towards it. My blueberry cake donut today was 4 inches across and 1.25 inches tall. Easily the biggest, not only blueberry cake, just cake donut I've had on the show. Easily the biggest. So already you're in my good graces. This is a 10 cents more. This is $1.85. But honestly, I get it. Especially because all the cake donuts were this size. So a little 10-cent bump, I'm totally fine with. I think $1.85 is a perfectly fine price for this donut. Again, the texture, they nailed. Inside the donut is soft and fluffy. A little bit moist. A really good blueberry flavor. Blueberries in it. You can taste the blueberries in the dough. So that's all good stuff. Again, they do kind of run into that same issue of where I'd like a little more glaze on this. Again, very little glaze got to the bottom of this donut. It's not as big of a detriment because it's a really good blueberry flavor.
Yes.
So it doesn't
if the cake is good.
Yes, it doesn't need as much help. I will say about this donut, something that I personally don't like, is the bottom of this, I think, was just a little too crispy. You'll see in the pictures of this that we post on our Instagram, this donut almost looked like it had a crown. Like old-fashioned crown.
Like an old-fashioned.
Yeah.
All right.
It like, just like on first glance you wouldn't notice. But after picking it up, you can kind of see that. And from what that tells me is, I don't think they fried this. The oil was not hot enough when they fried this donut, which I think leads to the bottom of this being a little crispier. When I want a cake donut, I want it completely soft all throughout, and the bottom of this I think was just too
Tatanka. Yes,
was just too crispy, crunchy for me. So the inside of the donut texture was really well done. The outside of the donut I think was overdone. So that does hurt it a little bit. Again, I'd like more glaze. But other than those two things, really the size of this I think is really good because you just don't get cake donuts this size. It just doesn't happen. So I think I want to give this a 3.8.
Okay.
I think it's a pretty good price. The size of this is good. The blueberry flavor is really well done. But I think the frying technique needs to be tweaked a little because you need a soft cake all the way through and just more glaze. You've got good glaze. Don't be afraid to put it on. It's good glaze. And all it can do is help your donut at this point. More glaze, all it can do is help.
Yeah, I mean don't be ridiculous, but give me some glaze.
Yeah.
It's a super inexpensive uptick for dramatically better results.
Yes.
So, yeah. All right. Well, you're getting better.
Yes.
Man, oh man. Elby Donuts. Man. Thought it was going to be tough to beat that 4.3 glaze, but I think I've done it. The blueberry cake donut. Man, we've done some not blueberry cake, but we've done some cake donuts in some recent shows, and they have been crispy. Crispy on the top or the bottom, soft in the middle. cake donut's got to be soft through the whole thing. It's a cake. Could you imagine biting into a birthday cake and having a crunchy bottom? That'd be so weird.
It's the worst. That's a nightmare.
Yes.
Nightmare texture for a birthday cake.
So to fry the cake donut, as you just explained, takes a little nuance. Takes some skills to do it right. The temperature, the time, all of it. And Elby has nailed it, man. The dough is moist. It is soft from the bottom through the middle and the top. No crispy parts on this cake donut. It is 3.5 inches round, 1.25 inches tall. It is a little bit small compared to most of the cake donuts I get. It's lightly glazed with that fabulous glaze again. It's the great combo. They work in unison with the blueberry cake and a little bit of sweet glaze. Lots of blueberries in the dough. Big chunky blueberries. So well done. $1.25.
Wow.
I'm going 4.3 again. This is just a little bigger, maybe a tad more glaze, but my God, man, priced great.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, so this is what a blueberry donut needs to be. And a few tweaks, man, and we might be messing with one of our crazy big fat 4s or a 5. I don't know, but 4.3 really great blueberry glazed donut.
So, our final donut of the day. That's not true. Final donut of the show is a glazed jelly filled. Yeah, I'm going to be eating more donuts. So usually when I was working at a donut shop, we called these types of donuts shells. They were puffier and they'd fill them in the mornings. So they would just be shell donuts. Not clamshell. It's not like we would cut them and open. Just puffy enough. I would not describe this as a shell. I would describe this as a dome. You'll see in the photos on Instagram. It's like you took a regular donut and like inflated the top of it. It's like a rounded top.
Will this be clear in the photos?
Yes.
Okay.
This was a dome. This was 4 inches across, 2.25 inches tall at its peak. And so you look at it and go, oh, this is going to be a fucking mess. And you know what? It wasn't. And I think that's hard to do. I think, was this donut as filled as much as possible? No. There were, my first bite, I didn't get a ton of filling, and my last bite didn't have any filling in it. So I don't think this was filled as much as it could, but it's right there. I think they are right on the precipice of the perfect amount of filling, to where it wasn't a giant mess while you're eating it, but you're still getting good amounts of filling every single bite. And this donut also proved me correct for my last 2 reviews. A lot more glaze got on the bottom of this donut, and it is a markedly better flavor than the regular glazed donut, because it's the same yeast dough. It's this good, light, fluffy texture. But this donut had more glaze on it, and the flavor of this is much better than just a plain glazed donut. So, I'm proven correct. You throw more glaze on this, it's a better donut. The filling of this, jelly filling, I thought was pretty good. A lot of times you can maybe get into a filling that's maybe overly sweet, and I don't think this had that issue at all. I thought it was a good flavor. I don't think it's homemade. I could be wrong. Either it's above average processed stuff or pretty good homemade. I can't make that distinction myself. However, it's the price kind of gets to me on this one. This one was $2.25. Is it the most egregious filled donut? price I've had? Definitely not. But just in my head, to charge, over $2 for a donut, I feel like you have to be like really in the upper echelon of donuts for me. I think you have to bring something that's like outstanding. Not that this donut wasn't great. I think it's an above average jelly-filled donut for sure. But I wouldn't say this is like an outstanding jelly-filled donut. I wouldn't say you have to go in, you have to get this jelly-filled donut. I go, if you want a jelly-filled donut, you'll go, hey, that's a good one. But is it something that is super special? I don't think so. So $2.25 seems a little steep for me. But really, that and the filling itself is really the only detriments to this for me. So I think I want to give this like a 3.9.
Okay.
I think if you say this is like $1.95, I think you're in the fours for sure. But $2.25.
See what happens when they put extra glaze on something? Price goes through the roof.
That might be it. But yeah, again, they put more glaze on this, and it's a markedly better donut. So their glaze, it's good. They're doing something right. They gotta stop skimping on it.
Yeah. All right. So here is the connection between today's show and episode number 21 when we did Ruby. On that day, we did a jelly-filled. So now we're doing jelly-filled again with the same owners, different spot. The last time Ruby, a year ago, $1.99 and a 3.8. Today, the glazed raspberry jelly-filled donut, $1.75, so a little bit cheaper. It's 4 by 3.5 inches oblong, 1.5 tall, not particularly huge. That has that great glaze that they're relying on that hits a home run. The dough by itself is very moist. Oh, we have somebody in the backyard, something in the backyard. And we're not beating a dog. That's just her looking out the back door. This is my guess. There's a bunny rabbit in the backyard. Okay, back to the jelly-filled donut. The raspberry jelly, pretty standard. It's not homemade. It's coming from somewhere. From a can, maybe. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's not outstanding. I've definitely had fresher, livelier, lemon-scented, lemon-flavored raspberry jelly. Not today.
Yeah.
It's a lighter texture. It's that disappearing dough that I love so much. So really solid entry. 3.8 again for the jelly donut.
Damn.
If that's your lowest score.
Yeah, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
And the 3.8 is your lowest.
Elby donuts. You could get the glaze that are great. The blueberry cake is fabulous. The raspberry jelly is a really strong entry. And they probably had 20 more different kinds in there. Some of which I'll partake later as the day and weekend goes along.
Yes. I got an apple fritter today that I'm pretty pumped for. They looked really, really good.
That's funny. I also got an apple fritter. How much was yours?
Mine was $2.25. Same as
$1.99. It's the most expensive donut in the rack. But $1.99 for a fritter?
Yeah.
I mean, is it size of my head? No, but it's already the biggest donut in the case.
Yeah, and my fritter,
so,
it looks like that perfect
looking forward to
pull-apart.
apple fritters.
Yeah. So what is our final part of this show?
Final part of the show, as always, is trivia time! Dun, 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 dun. I'd say you're on a roll lately, but that's probably exaggerating your success.
Yeah.
So today you get one trivia question, okay? Let's see here. Let's see if I can pull it up correctly. Okay.
I don't like that you're laughing about it. That doesn't give me a lot of hope that I'm going to get it right.
You have heard of the director George Lucas.
Yes, Star Wars guy.
While filming American Graffiti, one of his first flicks, early 70s, he almost fired an actor for taking 2 donuts off of the food table during a break because each person was only allowed 1, which is weird in and of itself.
Yeah, George Lucas is a weird guy, so...
Yeah, so it led to a confrontation regarding this actor's greediness. He took 2 donuts instead of 1.
Don't ask me who the actor is, because I don't know. I don't know a single fucking person who was in that movie.
However, later, despite the near firing, George Lucas saw past the incident and placed this actor in his next movie, Star Wars. Okay. And it changed the course of the actor's career, who was nearly fired from American Graffiti for taking 2 donuts, who later rocketed to stardom
in Star Wars.
Well, Star Wars.
Let's go through the people I know who was in Star Wars. Mark Hamill is one of them. Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher. Was Harrison Ford in the first one? Yeah, he was.
Han Solo?
Yeah,
yes.
He was in the first one.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like a Carrie Fisher thing to do. I feel like Mark Hamill was too young. So my guess is Harrison Ford.
Bum, 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 bum. May the force be with you. Eric nails it. How about that? Almost getting fired for eating 1 extra donut, and then later the dude casts you into the role that sends you.
You know what? I can't picture a young Harrison Ford eating donuts. Old Harrison Ford I can picture taking down a donut. I don't think I can picture like Han Solo eating a donut.
Here's what drew me to this story at all. So, you know, they had the hot rods in American Graffiti, and during one of the breaks, Harrison Ford hopped in one of the cars and on the parking lot in front of the actors did donuts.
Hell yeah.
And they were like, dude, you're not the driver. You're not insured.
Those are not our cars.
Those are not our cars. So maybe the second donut was like the carryover.
Yeah.
They're like, are you the dick who was doing donuts in cars that were... I don't know.
But no, I'm the dick who took an extra donut. I understand where the confusion is.
So, yeah, that's a good show today. It's a good show.
Yeah.
How can people interact with what we're doing here?
Well,
how has no one let me know that this place has been open for 8 weeks? Come on, people, pick it up a notch. Yes. Pick it up a notch.
So what you need to do, you have a new donut shop in your area or a donut shop we haven't been to before, is to let us know. And how you do that is if you're watching on YouTube right now, is letting us know in the comments and subscribing to the channel and preferably turning notifications on because our upload schedule is not super consistent. So it's a very good chance, you know, some of our stuff just gets lost and all the stuff you're subscribed to. So turning notifications on, make sure that you know when we upload, when we post. Jesus, that dog. And
the bunny won't leave at this point. I think the bunny knows that our pup cannot open the door by herself. So he's like, I'm going to sit here for a while until I see a person come open the door. Then I'm bolting.
That's crazy. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, rating and reviewing the show is all that good stuff, and following the show, again, lets you know when we post a new episode, because it's not super regularly these days. But wherever you can, sharing the show is all good stuff. Interaction is good for both ends. It's good for you. It's good for us.
Okay, so that wraps up episode number 53 of the Midwest Donut Review Show. Man, I love when a mom and pop comes through. I just love it. I feel a downer when I got to give average scores or low, but man,
Yeah.
I absolutely ride the wave.
And Donut Spot, I will be returning to 100%.
I was just going to say, I'm going to go return to the donut box that's on my counter from Elby Donuts because there are some crullers and old fashions, and so yeah, it's going to be a good weekend for calories.
And my partner did text me before the show started. I usually get them a couple donuts. One of the ones they really like is a cruller, and they texted me before we started recording. Cruller is good as fuck. So
Oh!
I got
Yes!
one. I got a strawberry iced one for myself that I will definitely be getting into after the show. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I'm going back because there's just more stuff there that I want to try.
Fabulous. That's great news. And all you people should get out there and try some Mom and Pop donuts too. All right, that's the end of episode number 53. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back with another episode before you know it.
Yep.
Thanks, fans. Talk to you soon. I'm Dave. That's Eric. Midwest Donut Review Show, number 53 in the books. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.